Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. The line here is good. Anything up there is a new one. Push them up.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Shakur Stevenson from nearby Newark, New Jersey, has a very good following there. And we're going to see if he can entertain right now against William Zepeda.
Aggressive offensive southpaw Zepeda against brilliant defensive southpaw Shakur Stevenson.
Just a beautiful thinker in the ring. He feel like nobody business. And, you know, look at him now. Being first, that's important that he get off to a good start.
Is going to the body early and often. That is the best way to slow down a fighter and boxer in Shakur Stevenson.
And if a fighter like Zepeda is going to throw the kind of output he wants against a defender like Stevenson, he's going to have to develop rhythm in these early rounds. Zepeda pushing Stevenson back into the corner, throwing the combination or two. Stevenson with a wide-ranging left. Landed behind Zepeda's glove.
Right now, it just looked like, you know, Shakur, he was going to have to bite down early. He ain't running. He's looking to take some out of Zepeda as well.
So you're saying that Shakur has to accept the fight, that Zepeda is going to be aggressive?
Oh, yeah, he know this guy ain't backing up. He know he's going to have Zepeda's putting the pressure on. He got to be more effective when he does.
Landed with the left hand for Zepeda. Shakur firing back.
Those are the clean shots, right? Judges are going to be looking for the body shot. You know, every time Zepeda gets something off, look for Shakur to answer. That's a fighter that knows his way around the ring.
Countering upstairs, coming off of Zepeda's good move by Shakur Stevenson early.
And that's the beauty of boxing. When you get your back on the rope and the man right there to miss twice. Now Zepeda is letting his hands go. Shakur is going to have to fight back.
CompuBox activity for Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson, one of the best in the sport at slowing fights down and slowing down output.
Right now, he just got to breathe and fight too hard because this is going to be a long night.
Is this a faster pace with
very
more
fast?
punches?
To have the conditioning. See, a guy can take your conditioning if he make you fight fast like this.
Very competitive opening round. Zepeda is landing to the body.
And it's been a long-time hallmark of Mexican fighters that they have the conditioning.
That motherfucker couldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Okay, you see?
When a fighter is as congenitally active, present the impression that he's not at all in the fight.
That first round, you know what I mean? Both of those guys did well. We talking about two undefeated world champions, bro. We're going to get this type of fight. It may not be any separation until it's separation.
Stevenson willing to exchange here at the outset of round two. And logic tells you to be willing to exchange for some portions of the fight.
I think there's just no other way to beat it. William Zepeda is going to keep coming forward with the pressure. I think he's been overlooked. He's a 7-1 underdog. William Zepeda, I think, learned a lot from those 22 rounds with Tevin Farmer.
I tell you what, I believe Shakur gonna have to start landing. I think he does that to the body.
Back him up.
Just take some energy from him. He got to dig some shot.
And Shakur Stevenson is standing his ground as he said he would. But we're going to see what kind of puncher Zepeda is.
Well, there's no question.
The body.
No question Zepeda is going to land body punches. He's determined to do it to the body right there. So, yeah.
Is the kind of punches Zepeda is landing to the body. You see that southpaw jab to the midsection. There's no better weapon at disrupting rhythm.
Good body shot.
Body combination.
This is a much better round for Zepeda than the first round. I gave the first round to Shakur. Win this fight with, and that's that jab. He's looking to load up more so, and he can be scoring with that jab as well.
How about uppercuts to take advantage of Zepeda's non-stop aggression?
Like you can see here, the numbers right now are adding up for Zepeda. He's throwing more punches, and I believe Shakur is going to have to give himself some space.
Upstairs, jabs downstairs.
Good shot. Yeah, we got to watch both fighters, though. This fight that we see both fighters.
Stevenson followed up the good.
Great give that round to Zepeda.
Very competitive.
And the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan.
Round 3 of schedule 12. Shakur Stevenson backing into a corner. Is he doing Zepeda a favor?
But like I said, that jab's got to start working. Good combination there.
There'll be times in the fight when it will become clear that while Zepeda, even more importantly, he wants to just keep throwing, keep occupying Shakur.
Shakur might be letting Zepeda spin himself a little bit, get that second win.
Body shot by Shakur Stevenson, 10 body shot by Zepeda. Both fighters landing consistently early on.
Full credit to Shakur. He is standing in there right now. Very entertaining fight.
This is a blistering pace.
He's definitely fighting right now. And, you know, we always knew he had a championship heart. To win this fight, do the things that, you know, makes you a better fighter. I think that, and he can't sit there in the corner like that.
And we mentioned it in the last fight between Puello and Matias. Shakur Stevenson, that best punch has been the uppercut against the floppy Zepeda.
Well, right now, this is what, and Shakur Stevenson is giving the fans what they want.
Well, takes two to tango. Just Shakur Stevenson that is giving them a hell of a buzz are enough in and of themselves to tell you that he's going to entertain almost all the time.
What I meant by that is we know Shakur Stevenson can do something else other than just stand there flat-footed. He has options.
Zepeda landed a left uppercut on Shakur's jaw. And another left.
He's hurt.
And a right to the body. And Zepeda is getting off.
Make great champions though, man, when we're challenged.
And now Stevenson grinning as he joins the fight and moves Zepeda back across the ring.
And believe it or not, I think all the noise with the shrinking ring and everything got to Shakur Stevenson.
And the crowd erupts for a brilliant round.
And that's what happened. You know, he had been laying there getting comfortable, and Zepeda landed a big right hand. He didn't load up either. It was a jab, actually. It looked like a power jab that hurt him.
To say, yeah, okay, he caught me that time.
But hey, this should be what Shakur Stevenson wants.
Needs to generate some offense and show that he can be an exciting fighter and not just a great defender.
And we saw that. You know, he has, but again, he's been suffering with those hands. And I tell you, man, if you're not confident, it'll be hard to deliver that knockout.
People in sports, people in boxing, far too quick to write fighters off. People wrote off William Zepeda because he didn't dominate Tevin Farmer.
Tevin Farmer, not just a quality fighter, a fighter who can think with you in the ring. And Zepeda, from his background, may not have faced many guys who had that capacity.
This is what I'm talking about. You know, I would love for Shakur to stay in the center of the ring, but this pressure that Zepeda is putting on him, he's going to have to figure something out.
Well, as long as Shakur stands and keeps his hands still, and Zepeda lands, this is not the kind of fight that Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, and look, Shakur is standing his ground by fighting a hell of a fight. He's cutting off the ring, and just like Matias in the last fight.
Matias is in with a shot. Oh, two big shots by Shakur.
Stay ahead, but he got to get his back off the ropes. Like I said, the judges aren't going to like this.
And in the tradition of Mexico, Zepeda shows he's got a chance as he took those two shots reasonably well for Shakur Stevenson.
We're only in the he's still got a lot of work to do from both fighters. This fight is never over.
And there's some classy counter-punching going on.
Good shot, you got to keep in mind, Shakur's landing as well.
Finding more rhythm and finding more ways to bother Zepeda.
He can't stay there.
Antonio Tarver waving his hand to try to get Shakur to leave the corner on his own.
Great work with the right hook.
Keep his back off the ropes. He could.
Best round of the fight for Zepeda.
First round knockouts at the beginning of his career. That was a brilliant.
And as the competition has stiffened, Berlanga's power has waned.
Well, they had to reach the end of the 16-fight first-round knockout streak at some point. Body shots by Zepeda. Landing, not backing off.
That's good work. That's good work. But yeah, 30 seconds in the corner.
Shakur digging to the body with his right hand. Total punches landed so far. Stevenson, Zepeda has already thrown more than 300 punches, a little bit under 100 punches per round.
Incredible pace, and if he can keep this up, the second half of this fight is going to be fascinating, but the pressure fighters too prosper in the second half.
If the pressure is effective, man, and he's going to the body good, I think that's back to the ropes, like this.
so again at this moment. And as you look in close range here, you can see the comfort in their faces. Neither of them is surprised.
Shakur definitely handling the pressure well. But like Antonio says, when he's languishing on the ropes like this,
he's not doing himself any favors, but it's right there in the center of the ring where I think even the little movement can be effective. Possibly see his championship slipping away.
Well, there's a tremendous uppercut by Shakur Stevenson. Zepeda's head back, and Zepeda responds, landing a couple of shots.
Zepeda is landing.
Well, he's already landed a few big shots.
Hit the shoulders, hit the arms, hit the shoulders.
The most effective punch in that sequence. And right there, you just see him giving those garbage punches away to land that big shot in a few of these rounds. But I believe his best game is in the center of the ring.
Classical boxing of Alberto Puello.
But of course, these are different judges. Not the same three people.
And Puello off not as effective as Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson landed and he do land. That's a good left hand by Zepeda.
And the big mass of fans, the seats here in the arena to defensive counterpunching and offense.
Of course. And we're getting sprayed by sweat over here. These guys are trading leather. This is just a tremendous venue. You can really hear the noise in here, right?
With Chris Maddox for his score. Our unofficial judge is Chris.
3 rounds to 2 in favor of Shakur Stevenson. The output and pressure of William Zepeda. When Zepeda has Shakur pressed up against the ropes, he's effective in those stretches. That shoulder roll defense, Shakur can keep the fight in the middle of the ring, keep moving. That's when he's landing those clean shots. 3-2, Shakur Stevenson.
Great exchange by both fighters right here.
The more effective shots, I feel, he's getting to a point of greater selection. He is setting his shots up and landing, which could ultimately decide the fight. Left hand by Shakur Stevenson.
This is the best round for Shakur right now, I think. And that sneaky right hand jab that he's sticking him with it.
Of course, Stevenson is landing the cleaner, harder shots in there.
They wanted Shakur to put his heart on the line. He's obliging the fans and all those people that said that he was just a run. This guy can fight.
And a superstar fighter. And Zepeda appears to...
He's intelligent, man. He's also thinking what he can do.
In the translations between rounds.
And the great interpreter, Jerry Olalia, been doing it for decades.
Oh.
As round 7 begins. These are seconds of the fight so far.
Turki Al-Sheikh told me before this fight that Alberto Puello is going to get a crack at the winner of that November 22nd fight between Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith.
So, meaning that Puello...
I think Shakur Stevenson is making a ring. I haven't seen his back to the ropes not one time in this round.
Mike, I think it's justice that Puello gets. Oh, yeah.
And y'all missing it. Shakur Stevenson I like the way he boxing. He got to get out of that corner, though. That's all Zepeda. All he got to do is stay in the center of the ring and make this fight a much easier.
Well, sometimes you got to punch your way out of the corner.
There you come. See, it's those kind of shots right there that really entice the judges.
Multi-punch combination.
And here comes Shakur.
I've certainly never seen Shakur Stevenson as somebody that can rip 5- and 6-punch combinations.
The level of conditioning that we almost incomparable sport. The level of energy and output.
They are the greatest athletes in the world, Jim.
Shakur, he times Zepeda coming in.
Well, I don't know about the greatest, but they're the best conditioned athletes in the world.
When they train.
When they train.
You train for every single fight, right, Antonio?
I mean, we can discuss that, talk about it later.
In the bar.
Doing the same thing, very close round. Great fight, though.
Anybody's hands slowing down?
You've got to hit his punch, hit his hands, hit his hands, hit his punches. That's what you got to do.
Round 8 of a scheduled 12. The idea of what a close fight it is. In the 6th round, a round and a half ago, Shakur Stevenson was 25 of 43, and Zepeda was 24 of 81 power shots. So in other words, Zepeda the volume, Shakur the precision, and they're landing at a high rate.
And Zepeda right back.
technical advantages that Shakur Stevenson has. You can see the non-stop commitment and energy that Zepeda brings.
And the fact that Shakur Stevenson has changed. He's in the center of the ring, and I think that's an adjustment type. Good combination.
It's certainly been a tremendous clash of styles, Jim.
Which was to be expected.
See, it's the little movement that Shakur Stevenson does. It changed the trajectory of those punches, and his defense, those punches aren't really being effective when he's catching them with the gloves.
And by the way, we've got another style contrast coming up. Main event of the evening.
Another action fight and a night filled with them.
Brilliant night of boxing.
Good combination in the center of the ring. Zepeda fired back with the right hand. He's pushing that shoulder, too. They getting real physical.
From my perspective, that the gap between the more technically gifted fighter is finding more and more advantages as the rounds go on. Increasingly, it becomes Stevenson's fight. And just as I say that, Zepeda lands a solid left hand and backs Shakur into a corner.
Now this is, that hurt him. Oh, he don't want to have his back to the corner like this. Is all Zepeda, the judges. Ooh, big left shot got in. Body shot got in. Major effect on Shakur.
And Zepeda coming back with a flurry of his own.
Great combination right there. And he didn't load up on any of those shots.
It's been this kind of a fight from the on balance. Round 9 of a scheduled 12. Fast-paced fight. Kind of fight Zepeda would have told you he wanted, but what he didn't want was to be countered as effectively as many times by Shakur Stevenson. Like that.
Good combination.
Like that.
It looks good. That's sexy punching right there. Entice the judges. As long as he keeps his back off the ropes, I think he's okay. Stevenson, yes.
Shakur Stevenson, definitely the flashier puncher, no doubt about that. But you have to respect that Zepeda never stops coming forward.
You're right. Good uppercut by Shakur. And another combination. Good jab by Zepeda. And another combination by Shakur. They're exchanging beautifully right now.
Shakur Stevenson is a heavier puncher than I thought he was. And that was a perfect example of Zepeda's head back with a straight left hand over the top.
Absolutely. Clean puncher.
He was one fight away from being the gold medalist. He's done it on all levels.
Boxing, a thoroughly globalized sport now. Probably more than at any other time in the history of the planet.
Oh, good combination.
I think Zepeda does well when you see what he did there. When he shoves him, makes it a physical fight.
So that mobility and footwork as they are in the middle of the ring. That's what Zepeda has no more of. And there's a tremendous uppercut, knocks the sweat off of William Zepeda.
What's really impressed me, Jim, is that Shakur Stevenson doesn't need a whole lot of space to let those power shots go.
Great straight left hand. Stevenson looking comfortable again here.
Every time Shakur does something in the center of the ring, it looks like Zepeda does something on the ropes.
The nature of their games. But at the end of the day, class tells. And more combination finished with the right hand.
I like to see him turn those knuckles over a little bit, but again, when you have brittle hands, that might be the reason why he can't really turn that knuckle too, bro.
Time running short for Zepeda to try to make something happen with volume and power.
He had a great exchange in the corner, and there goes Shakur Stevenson answer. I know Shakur want to move those legs, but those body shots a lot energized. They don't look energized.
CompuBox numbers through 9 rounds has landed 25 more power shots by CompuBox count, even though Zepeda has thrown 100. Higher percentage for Stevenson, more precise.
Nice combination by Shakur Stevenson. Zepeda walking in with his hands down. Another good exchange.
Well, I don't think Zepeda's going to lose any fans tonight. Fighting the way you want to see William Zepeda fight. That Shakur Stevenson has.
If this fight stays this close, wins a close decision. It was the fact that he stayed up when Zepeda hit him and changed the whole dynamics of this fight.
Gervonta Davis, yes, he was just arrested, but
yeah.
he's out there.
With this type of performance, all those guys with Stevenson. His stock rising.
Ready to go to 140 pounds, Antonio?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not that close to his camp. You know, if he does, he can just lift a little weight. But this lightweight division is one of the best in the game right now. I think Zepeda's slowing down a little bit in this round.
Well, so much for the notion held by many that Shakur Stevenson is only a great defender.
He realized that that weight, he took a lot out of him, so that's why he moved up.
You say he lost to Adames.
I'm sorry, it was a draw.
Sully was given a draw.
Yes.
Although most that was the wrong decision, and in fact, Adames should have gotten the win. Round 11 of 12. Going the distance, that are close, that are exciting. Nathan Morrell's one-point decision win fit that description.
Shakur did some good work on the ropes there. Another good one, too. And here comes Zepeda, letting them hands go.
And to land any meaningful punches, really.
Yeah, that's the first fight.
Uh-oh, good work to the body by Shakur. Man, this guy's showing a lot of wrinkles tonight. He got a loaded bag.
I think he's separating himself here in the late going with a continued display of greater skills.
He's still going to have Zepeda still looking for a big shot. Good hook by Shakur.
And regardless of who wins, I would buy a ticket to see William Zepeda again.
Anytime. Anytime.
You can find that on Instagram at @TheJimLampley. Or
another good combination by Shakur Stevenson in the middle of the ring. And as Jim alluded to, he's making Zepeda admit.
After last night, I think I may remove them and put his opponent tonight.
Now they're going to go start booing because I believe Shakur thinks he has his man where he wants to kill a good performance tonight. But you never want to do that. Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad, we learned from that. Close the fight.
Perfect example. The mark of a great defender is that he can stand still right in front of you and you still can't find him. Pernell Whitaker could do that. There have been a few others over the years, fighter than he was given credit for.
Yes, he was.
Partially because he was such a great defender that people stereotyped him in that way.
And Sweet Pea as well. When he needed a knockout, I think they appreciate from Shakur Stevenson.
Hispanics, how do you have it scored so far?
I've got it 107-102 in favor of Shakur Stevenson entering this final round. Look, this is a competitive fight. William Zepeda is having some moments, and his output is very, especially in the power department, has been a big difference.
That's a full steam momentum. A defensive fighter controls a fight.
Most definitely. To hurt Shakur Stevenson, to make these judges kind of lean.
Volume puncher. I don't think he's a real power, but
what
that's often the case.
What I didn't expect is Shakur Stevenson to be landing power shots around. He's put on a heck of a show tonight.
He has shown a lot of self-belief in there tonight.
And I believe this is the online got in his ass, man. Y'all was telling him no Tom and Jerry, and I appreciate it. Oh, good combination.
Now this has been Tom versus Tom.
And it's been a clean fight. We haven't seen the referee.
That's a great point. That's a tremendous point, Antonio. He has been a non-factor in there. Fans love it. Absolutely.
Zepeda's still throwing bombs.
But that's beating a dead horse.
Good job.
To the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undefeated Shakur